Oh, yeah, it's really old, yeah. Hello, everybody. Just grabbing my coffee here. How are you? I hope everyone's going well. With my notebook. I'm going to grab my notebook. I want to have a look at Boris Johnson. 16 parties. 16 parties when everybody else was shutting down. Hi, Kathy W. Hi, Renee. So Boris Johnson. Hi, Marilyn Brayler. Bralia. It's nice to see a new name. Thank you for joining us. So Boris Johnson, how much trouble is Yeti Jr. in? That hair. Yeah. Australian elections. At the moment, Labor is ahead on two-party preferred. That's all right. I don't schedule them. I might start scheduling them a little bit ahead of time, like half an hour ahead. But how are you, Catherine Stubbs? Hi, Christine Thomas. Yeah. So I've got the news feed up, of course. Yeah. Yeah, hi, Deborah Costro. Hi, Kathy W. Yeah. So looking at, I think we'll have a look at the orange terrors, Trump's in February. I think we might have a look at him. You're well getting, oh, that's really good to hear. Renee Rogers, hi. Yeah, so we're going to look at Trump in February. Boris Johnson. Now, he's not making any talk about resigning, but his party are not happy with him. He does not have his party with him. So it's, yeah. Another blizzard warning. Wow. Swimming in snow. So, and his party are really unhappy. So what is going to happen there? Will he be forced to resign? I'm still getting, yeah. He doesn't want to, but his party are not. We've got, the Australian election. Now, also Anthony Albanese, who's not the strongest of candidates, is only 2% behind ScoMo as preferred Prime Minister. He's gone up 5 points. So, yeah, Scotty from marketing, as Lena calls him, as the wonderful Lena Rodriguez calls him. Yeah. Hi, Michelle Mabel. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Pledged to publish full Gary report and overhaul number 10. Spares PM for now. He hasn't got long to go. I think he's going to be gone soon. PM urges Putin to avoid bloodshed as Kiev visits bolsters support. Yeah. You've just missed the official blizzard. Yeah. So let's have a look for Boris Johnson is visiting Ukraine. It's really lovely to see it's lovely to see new names and of course all the same names. Hello to all my lovely lurkers as well. Absolutely cannot stress how wonderful it is that you guys join me time after time. Yeah. So, and again, if you want have some resources you think might help people where you are in your country or whatever, and you're on my Facebook, you can send them to me. But I will be posting a thing there that, you know, if you want to share some resources, you know, that's fine. But it's not me personally recommending going to any particular place. So I will be having a disclaimer there. Yeah, I'm happy to help you share some resources. Yeah. Trump's mega fans in Moscow declare they're ready to elect him again. What the hell? Let's have a look at this story. But anyway, Trump's mega... Wow. US lawmakers are preparing to unveil the mother of all sanctions against Kremlin's elite should Russia choose to invade Ukraine. And it's not sitting well with Moscow's top mouthpieces. State TV has become more brazen than ever in its cause to get former President Donald Trump back in the White House. That's government-funded state TV in Russia. The city on a hill is again being taken over by Trumpist. Donald already declared that he will become the 47th president of America and will figure things out with Russia. Donald, we are waiting for you and ready to elect you again. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's pretty brazen. That is pretty brazen, isn't it? So, yeah. But anyway, so just having a look at some of the stories that are there. Okay. Yeah, I know. I saw that. He's urging his fans to have more protests. Anyway, let's get into it. get into it. So So what we might look at is we'll open up looking at Boris Johnson. Is he going to have to resign? Is he going to be forced to resign? Because his own party is not happy with him, and there's more grumblings. Really, that's not good, is it? Look at DeSantis. Okay, but let's see. Boris Johnson, what's hanging over him at the moment? The magician. Now you see him, now you don't. He's trying to pull off a magic trick, but is it going to work? He is, oh, I'm sorry. Well, honestly, so he's in defensive mode at the moment, and he's trying to deflect things too with his trip to Ukraine and being a big toughie and standing up to Putin and all that sort of stuff. But the fact of the matter is, number 10 Downings broke the laws at the time. Not once, not twice, but 16 times they breached regulations. He's not going to be able to get away from this, no matter how much he stands up and tries to defend himself. Okay. This is the past actions of all those parties. The Six of Cups. It's nice, fond memories turning into nightmares. People are not letting go of it, and that's a challenge for him. The message here for him is to get ready for a very hard time. This is the 10 of Wands. Okay. And it's really prepare yourself for a hard trudge. And it's going to be a lonely one. You know, this person's looking really, really lonely. It's going to be a lonely trudge for him because he does not have many people backing him up here. What's at the base of this? Repeatedly bad things. Lady Life, thank you very much. And welcome. It's lovely to see a new name. Thank you so much. And I really do appreciate that donation. Thank you so much, Lady Life. Where are you, my darling? Repeated mistakes. 16 parties. This is what they're doing the wrong thing over and over and over. And that was watered down. So that's still that there was probably only 16 parties, but they didn't go into the whole lot. What are the outcomes for Boris Johnson? Out in the cold, his party is determined that he has to go, and they're not going to back off. Trying to find a balance, trying to keep the balance within his party, but he doesn't have it. So this is what he's trying to do. But yeah, long dark night of the soul. He knows his party do not want him there anymore. He did the wrong thing or allowed the wrong thing to happen. Doesn't matter if he wasn't at all of them. There were 16 parties. So, quick line, is Boris Johnson going to have to resign soon? Admit defeat with the Five of Swords, the Emperor, give in to the rules of law. Yeah. There's more stuff going to come out. There's more stuff to come out. He's going to have to. He's going to have to step down, and probably wouldn't be surprised if they were looking for a new leader by the end of February. Oh. Hi, Sheila. How are you, my darling? Oh, Clara from North Carolina. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad that that reading worked out for you. Oh, that's so nice. That's so happy. Oh, that's nice. Thank you, Clara. Thank you so much, Ladylike. And yeah, I'm so glad that things are going well, and you know. I'm fine, my darling. I'm fine. I lost a few subscribers, but I don't mind. It's like sometimes there's messages that have to be put out that are more important than the number of people who subscribe to a channel. So, but yeah, I'm good. I'm good. We had our third shot yesterday. So feeling that a little bit, as they said, you know, the second time you get a Pfizer shot, you feel things a little bit more. But we're good. Nothing big and major, but yeah. Oh, that's excellent. That is so good, Linda B. I'm glad that's working out for you. Numbers are not being calculated right. Oh, okay. Well, there we go. But they're saying that that I've got more subscriptions than they're saying. You know. It could be YouTube. But you know what? I don't stress too much. You know how hubby comes out and he says, "Oh, how many people are watching?" And I'm like, I don't know. Because I don't look very often. I look at what, you know, you guys are saying and read the stories. Kremlin says proposed British sanctions against Russia inflame European tensions. No, not really. It gives them a cause, a reason to inflame tensions. So. I just hope that, you know, by opening up a bit on Sunday before doing the readings and all that was able to let some people know that they're not alone in suffering some things. And yeah, but I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for your well wishes there. Sheila, my darling, are you up to joining me? Would you like me to send you an invite? Yes, and welcome, Lady Life, Clara. To the chat. Now, what else have I got here? US urges direct nuclear talks with Iran and says time is running out. Well, let's have a look at those. Will the talks happen, and then will they achieve anything? So let's have a look at that. So we'll get a deck out. Yeah, I don't know much about that. I've been hearing about it. The Irish fishermen defying Putin's exercises, blah, blah, blah. I don't know much about it. I haven't really been keeping up with that one. I know that Linda G and Sterling were talking about it yesterday. I love it when they get together, and her and Mel Durr. That's all right, darling. We could arrange for you to join me, or I could join you. Often you go on Thursday before I do. I could join you there. So just let me know what you'd like to do. Hi, Suzanne Rotella. Hello. New name. Lovely to see new names, as well as all the steadfast viewers. Quite often, Sheila from Angel Feather, she goes on like Thursday mornings sometime before my live starts, and I'd be happy to join her on something anytime. All right, we'll work on something, hey? Second of the 2nd, 22. You'll be 64. Okay. Let's have a look at Linda's birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday for Wednesday, Linda. So let's see. I'll try a numerical thing, will I? 02. 20, 22. So 2 plus 2 plus 2. 10. So the number for tomorrow for Linda's birthday is 1. Wow. So yes, happy birthday for tomorrow, Linda. And that is a lovely, lovely birthday present for you, Linda B. So number 1 is the number for tomorrow on your birthday. Let's have a look at what that means. Let's see if I can bring up. Hang on a minute. I have some notes up here. Purpose and new beginnings for you tomorrow, Linda. Oh, my face is in a bit of a shocking state today. That's just a bit of, I have psoriasis, so, and it sort of like delays a bit. So we had a very busy weekend. So, yeah. So purpose and new beginnings. And a time to be, to assert your individualism. Hi, GEN. Haven't seen you for a while. Kevin Nunes realised he's up shit creek without a paddle. Oh, sorry for my language. Up the creek without a paddle yet. I don't know. We'll have a look at that. I'll do a quick 3-carder on Devin Nunes. Hi, Geek. And welcome back, Jen. We haven't seen you for a while. have we got here? Oh, he's in for a bit of a surprise. That flipped out. Oh, talking about actions. Again, another page. Yeah, no, he thinks he thinks it's an inspiring move, and that this is the start of a huge career as a speaker, in the industry that talks, and he thinks he's sitting pretty. So no, he's got no clue. Oh yes, this geek sent me a picture of Marcy. Beautiful bubba, beautiful bubba. I'll show Marcy next time. Yeah. So what was next? The Iran talks. So will they happen? Direct nuclear talks with Iran. Will they happen? Let's have a look. Marcy's beautiful, by the way, absolutely gorgeous. So what's hanging over this? A need for swiftness. There's really a sense of urgency here, okay, with the Eight of Wands. Complacency. All I'm feeling here is complacency. So what has happened is that the US have sort of gone a bit complacent recently, thinking, yeah, no, they'll be fine. And then it's something, they've gotten some intelligence somewhere that's given them a bit of a kick up the ass, kick up the butt. And yeah, so it's bit of a kick up the butt. Yeah, there's been some very subtle things happening. Iran, I think, have been trying to sneak something through under the radar, but it hasn't worked. And that's what's caused a bit of a panic with the Seven of Swords here. So Nine of Cups was a bit of complacency. Seven of Swords, Iran trying to sneak something through. It didn't happen, but hi, Marie Sutton. But it's been a bit of a wake-up call. Yeah, it's definitely. Queen of Wands, very instinctive, the Queen of Wands. Oh, thank you, Jen. Thank you very much. So I need to act very, not cautiously, but listen to your gut. So, and at the base of this is, yeah, they hope that they can tamp things down. Things have been building up a bit, and they've just let it go. They weren't listening to their gut. They waited until more information came in. So, yeah. The outcome of this is minor celebrations, maybe a bit of a return to stability with the Four Wands there. The four is a very stable number, and a bit of a return to stability with the Four of Wands. So I do think that they will have some talks. I asked if the talks will take place. Yes, I do think there will be a little bit of progress. Just reminding people that there are still some things in place that you have to follow. So it'll slow things down and bring things back to a crossroads where I do think they'll happen, and I do think it'll slow things down a bit. And it is needed. Not everyone in Iran wants conflict surrounding their nuclear capability and all that, but some people would love it. So, yeah. Hi, Bonnie Russell. So, yes, it's it's not a situation beyond hope. So, yeah. But it's something that they do need to jump on pretty quickly. And they dropped the ball a little bit, got complacent and also distracted with other things. Ooh. Okay, I just got part of what Putin went through my head, Thank you, Spirit and guides. Thank you. What went through my head was part of what Putin's been doing is providing a distraction away from Iran. So that I do feel that they've got a little bit of a deal going on there. Hi, Deborah Costro. Oh, excellent. I'm glad you can get your vehicle back on the road. So let's ask that question. As part of what Russia games for people, have part of it been to divert attention away from Iran? I'll ask the cards there, but that's just what went through my head. It's like it's stamped itself right on my head. So let's have a look at that. See if that thought's worn out. So cards of the highest truth and compassion. Has Russia's hygiene been partly, not all, but partly to help divert attention from Iran? Yeah, taking opportunities to do so. Definitely. Yep. I've got the Ace of Pentacles, an opportunity, taking like the people's eye off the ball. This guy came up in the previous reading as, you know, the watchdog's eye off the ball, and just, you know, giving Iran a bit of a chance to surge forward a little bit. So, yeah. Not exactly a nuclear secret. Thanks, Geek. It's not that. It's just that I feel like if people have, you know, names. Yeah. Yeah. I can respect that. But if Geek says it's okay to call him by his real name, Keith, yeah, I will. Yeah. So, yeah, there's been a little bit of that. That's just one part of what he's up to, but he's up to a lot of things. Diversion. I do feel like he's got a few deals going with some different countries, and, you know, because he does anything up there, all eyes turn north. So, yeah. Okay, Kremlin says proposed British sanctions against Russia will inflame European tensions. Is that true? One of my favourite actors was Brian Keith. I love the man. I thought he was wonderful. There's another actor that reminded me, Brian Dennehy reminded me very much of Brian Keith. And for a while, I would get the two mixed up. But yeah. Okay. So is this true? Out in the cold. So Kremlin says proposed British sanctions against Russia will inflame tensions. I said, is it true? Got to 5 of Pentacles, which No, out in the cold. It, you know, it's that watchdog thing again. And this is definitely, this guy is a watchdog. He's watching for any breach, anything. Talking with your bloke. Talking. It's all talk. It's all talk. Yeah. They're pushing back because Boris is going to the Ukraine to talk to, what's his name? Zelensky. And they don't like that, so they want to try and make that uneasy. Yeah, not really, but they're really hoping to divert people away again from the bigger picture. Here we've got their hopes to redirect, because part of the star card is not just a hopeful card, but it can be about going in a different direction. So they're hoping to redirect and take people's eye off the bigger picture. So they've got a few strategies that they're going to try. Hi, Crazy Cat Lady Farley. How are you, my dear? Once again, thank you to all those people who helped Geek out last week when he was having a tough time. Okay, Australian election. Let's have a look. The Labor Party are ahead in the two-party preferred poll by a good 8%, I think. Yeah, I'm not going to play them. But we had a good laugh. Oh, that reminded me. Florida. I'm not quite sure of the bill, so I'll look it up. But apparently they're introducing a bill that they won't be able to address the issue of being gay in any way or talk about in any way in schools. So I don't know much about that at the moment. But I saw the story on it, and Chasten Buttigieg, who is honestly an absolutely amazing person in his own right, a real presence in his own right, was talking about it. So will it get through? That is what I want to know. But I want to know a little bit more about it first before I read on it. Okay. I'm always touching my face, guys. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. I'll be trying to do that. Do something about that. The US will designate Qatar as a major non-NATO ally Wow, what is that going to mean in the Middle East? But first, we'll go back to the Australian election. Guide to the highest truth and compassion. Will the Labor Party win? Working on it, working on it, working towards it. Bit of disappointment. I think they're going great guns at the moment, but they're in for a little bit of disappointing news and things slowing down. So we've got the Eight of Pentacles working on it, but a little bit of a stutter. News that they maybe weren't expecting. Bit of disappointing news with the Page of Swords, and then we've got the Knight of Pentacles. Things almost coming to a halt. But let's look some more. Page of Pentacles, Justice, things balancing up again. So they're looking to work with others to get their support if they have to form a minority government. But I think that the scales are going to be balanced really good for them. And why? Because of consequences of the way in which this government has handled, especially COVID. But it's still not going to be an easy trot. It's not going to be an easy trot with the Six of Swords. But there is some real inspiration happening. But there's actually going to be, I think they might win a few seats, but lose a couple that they've held for a long time. So that might be the bit of a disappointing news. Will the next Australian Prime Minister be from the Labor Party? Got yes. So, yeah. But it's going to be a stoush. It's not going to, it is not by any means a surefire thing. But I do think they'll get there. But I do think that there might be a couple of seats that they've held for a long time that they lose. Yeah. Boris Johnson's visit to the Ukraine, will it be productive? Will it be productive? Oh, it will lead to some changes, but this is the death card. It will lead to some changes. And I think that Boris has said that he would supply military technology, and I think that is going to, it might lead to, at least for now, Putin backing off. But strangely enough, I think that Boris popping over to the Ukraine at this time, I do think it's one of the things that's a nail in his coffin as a leader. But also I do feel like it will, yeah. So we've got the King of, I think it's the first talk the first of quite a few leaders who will be talking to the Ukraine, if not going there, talking to them. I do feel Biden might be in there soon, but not straight away. Hi, Helen, sweet. He really wanted it to shift. Honestly, it's productive in one way for Ukraine. But the reasoning Boris decided to go ahead and do it was to try and distract and not give him more time to face up to what's listening for him at home. And talks could have been done over Zoom. He didn't need to go there. It's like, but definitely there'll be a build-up of military. It'll help Ukraine shore up their military. But honestly, for Boris, it was a really big, not talking to them, but going over there, skipping out on the country. It's a bit of a mixed bag. They're going to be productive for the Ukraine, but for Boris himself, no, if that makes any sense. He's seeing as trying to run away, and he's hoping that by the time he gets back, things will have settled down, but they won't. It's like, yeah. Oh, my arm's sore. Sweetie. I'm loving seeing comments about people's different cars and stuff. We had a Statesman at one stage, beautiful big car, leather seats, electric windows. It was, I think, a 1979 Statesman sedan. It was gorgeous. Okay, let's have a look at my next thing I'm going to look at is Trump in February. If you'll excuse me for just a minute, I've got a bit of pain in my arm, so I'm going to go and take something for it. It's quite bad. It's just from the needle. But it's quite bad and a bit distracting. So I'll be back in about 1 minute, and then we're going to have a look at what's in store for Trump in February. Excuse me for a minute, guys.
Where is it? There. Steve. It's like, you know, really well. Can't feel it. Yeah, I really am afraid of those. Yeah. Take a one day. Just a normal one, baby.
Yeah.
It's some cream. I gave him a little bit of food. No, he's hungry. He's not going to eat more than a little bit in this day. Yeah. Interesting to see how much you see. Yeah, he ate it all. So I've given him twice as much, but it just become off in the bowl. Wait. How you doing there?
I'm doing good. Hubby wants to know how everyone is doing.
Everybody
Hi guys, thank you for your patience. Just yeah, watching. Just I think it's because I'm using my arm and of course a bit of pain. So yeah. So and hubby's getting me a coffee and just getting my face a bit of a wipe over. Yeah. So Trump in February. Let's have a look at what is in store. Everyone's saying hi.
Good day, everybody.
He says, good day, everybody.
Very nice. Let's see. Coming up.
Trump. You know, every rally he holds, people are taping and dissecting every word he says. They're looking at anything he says that can be deemed as incitement. And I don't think he even thinks about that. Okay, let's have a look. So Russia holding exercises and telling the Irish fishermen that they can't fish in their waters. Is that what's going on? In their usual fishing grounds. Thank you, sweetheart.
Can I grab that phone, please?
You go call Dennis.
Yeah, okay.
Tell him I said hello.
I got it, Mum. Thank you. Oh.
Remember to close the door or something, sweetie.
Yeah.
There was more than just one executive order. It was drafted to seize the voting machine. Really? Wow. There we go. There's a lot of papers to go through, and you know, some of those papers, 700 items, okay, but some of them could be 10, 20, 30, 40, maybe even 100 pages long, you know, so there's a lot to go to. Oh, oh, really? Yeah. And what gives Russia the right to hold exercises in those waters in the first place? Yeah, ripping up a paper, even shredding it is not going to make much of a difference. Okay. So what is in store for Trump in February? First week 1. An offer he doesn't want. Apathy. People. There's no way there were 50,000 people at his rally. Do they have any numbers yet on actual numbers? But there's a bit of apathy sneaking in. Of course, there's the true believers who will always drink what they're being offered. But people are starting to see the cup being proffered to them and saying, no, I don't want any more. I've had enough. Yeah. What's in his environment? People, apathy of people in his environment. What about what's on his mind? What's on his mind? Oh, I am the king, and I'm going to punish anyone who, I'll pardon things. It's my right to say who's in the wrong and who's in the right. So that's on his mind, and in the environment, it's people just like, yeah, more of the same. What is going to be a contributing factor in Trump's life in the first week of February? It's those papers. It's those papers. It's going to really be nosing its way into his life this week, and it's having to take those things together, trying to get away with something, but having to face the fact that he didn't. So, yeah, they thought they destroyed those papers. All the bins, all the rubbish, everything gets going through. And, because things have to go to the National Archives. It wouldn't surprise me if the National Archives had people whose job it is to go over and to check the rubbish, just in case things got thrown out that shouldn't, or go through the bins before they get thrown out into the rubbish. What's the outcome this week going to be for him? Pay the devil his due. Mistakes coming up. Pay the devil his due. He's going to start basically with the devil. He's going to start to feel the heat a bit this week. Ted Cruz, he's heading for a huge kick up the butt. Getting censure for some reason, but possibly okay, week 2 in January for Trump. Overall for February, defeat. Defeat is in the air for Trump. That's so. What's going to be on his mind week 2? Finding a new balance, finding harmony. With people around him, with his followers. I think he's starting to feel them pulling away. So he's really going to be telling the people around him, find a way to bring them back to me. I need more than just the true believers. But so balancing the books. going through my mind is some people are starting to wonder where their money's really going to. What's in the environment? In his environment next week, the star. He's really feeling hopeful of, and here it is again, of getting things back into balance. So it's not only on his mind, but it's in his environment, getting the people around him to do things to do that. What are contributing factors to Trump next week? Next week going to be high impact for him. Changes. A change with his place in the world. And it's a big change. I'm really struggling for balance next week. It's got some big impact things happening next week and starting at the end of this week. As you said, he's already feeling the heat. A change to his place in the world. It's sort of like he's going to be knocked off his perch and end of one journey for him at the start of another. What's going to be the outcome? Queen of Pentacles. Resources. This is donors. What is it about donors? Get a clarifier. So this is week 2. Big impact week for Trump next, week 2 of February. So the result is donors. Something to do with donors. Is he going to lose donors? Because as I said, people are starting with the dissatisfaction and apathy. People are starting to wonder where is my money really going? This is the only way he has of getting money at the moment. Whoa! I said, what about the donors? 10 of Swords. 10 of Swords. I think some of the donors are going to start feeling like they've been fed a lie because they're giving him money for his presidential campaign and they're starting to realise he's not going to do that and he's not spending money on that. It'll be interesting. Is he going to see a drop in donations, I wonder? Week 3 for Trump. What is going to be on his mind? Suspended, frozen, pause, stop in momentum. It's like everything's going to come to a complete stop. Sorry. I hope that didn't hurt your ears. What's going to be in his environment? Standing up in defense of himself. Well, not standing up in defense of himself, but getting the lawyers in and getting up and saying, I'm going to sue, blah, 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 blah. There could be some frozen assets somewhere in there. We might do a clarifier on that. In the environment, it's definitely having to make a stand. But look at this. Look at this card. If you notice, there he is. He's standing there. He's got all these other people closing in on him. He's got a door open at his back. He might be starting to think about skipping the country. What is a contributing factor to Trump in week 3 of February? The book's not balancing. There it is. Remember I said the first trying to balance things, and I got balancing the books. At the second week, that was on his mind. Contributing factors, the book's not balancing. What's the outcome for Trump on week 3? Consequences and assessment. People tallying things up and him having to face some consequences. I do think that week 3 might be quite big with it's just New York. Let's have a look. Is this week 3? Is it New York that's dominating him, his mind? Hi, Dan Orshaw. Yes, New York money and repeated patterns. Now, in the traditional right awake with the gap in the hedge, Lena Rodriguez often says it's like repeating a pattern of mistakes. Well, that's repeated pattern. Yeah. Enough to show a pattern of deception and stuff. I think week 3 for him is going to be dominated by New York. Okay, the last week of February, which is let's have a look here. The 22nd to the 28th. Let's have a look. Hi, Shelby Lisa. How are you, my darling? How's your mum? I hope she's going okay. Let's have a look at the last week for Trump in February. The Queen of Swords, that is being called forth to answer for his actions. And a cold shoulder being turned. But people might have overlooked something over the years. They're not doing it now. That's on his mind. In his environment, exposure, sunshine, everything out in the open, light being shone on things. Contributing factor, Page of Swords, disappointing news, spies, whistleblower. What's the outcome for the last week? Oh, I just pulled it off the top. Last week of February, the outcome of it for Donald Trump is, look at this, long dark night of the South. Long dark night of the soul. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're ready to elect him again. Not enough is that in itself is a pretty. Is there going to be any blowback from that statement? We can have a look at that. Well, please, everyone send some healing energy to Shelby Lisa's mum, Elaine. White healing energy to her. And please tell her that I hope she feels better soon. And that, okay. So First rate to jump from the Trump cruise ship. What? He said that. First rat to jump from the... Who's he talking about? Okay, so is there going to be some blowback from that comment from the Russian state TV? I'm getting not really people like, oh, it's pretty well as much as anything they helped him win in 2016. Are there going to be repercussions from that? Hey, don't call it the Trump-tanic. That is just insulting a very, very fine ship. We'll call it the Trumpy Celeste. It's going to seem very empty and abandoned for him. The Trumpy Celeste. You know how I feel about the Titanic, guys. No, don't you spoil that ship's name by putting that man anywhere near it. The Trumpy Celeste will do, because there's some doubt that it even existed. So will that news story from Russia, will it lead anywhere? Oh, look at this. Better the devil you know. It's causing... Oh, the hangman, and then the fool on top of the hangman. That should be there. So we've got the Four of Pentacles, homes, discussion in homes. What do they mean? What do they mean? Of course they didn't help, blah, blah, blah. Legacy. In the end of a run of riches. The Ten of Pentacles can be a warning too about having everything you want, money and all that. The warning of riches and stuff. The dark side of wealth. Then we've got, ta-da, the hangman again, suspension. The fool. Maybe start leading people down a new path. You just leave Madison Cawthorn. He's just going to talk himself into a position where he's not going to be able to get out of it. Okay. Yeah, people are moving very quickly. To have a look at that, they're looking at that story and stuff, and they're reaching out to contacts they may have in Russian state media, and seeing where did that come from? Where did that statement come from and stuff, and seeing if they can find out. So it's really piqued a lot of curiosity. People are looking for answers about that. And there's quite a bit of communication happening here. Seven of Cups. Gaslighting, of course it leads to gaslighting. And the greedy merchant doesn't mind who he minds stepping on to get what he wants. But it's lighting some energy under this. sometimes I feel like the energy behind investigating Trump's election and foreign influence in his election has waned a little bit. There's reached a bit of an impasse, but this is going to light a fire under it again. So, yeah. Yes, I can't remember the guy who stepped in for her, but I saw that she hasn't been on there for a little while. So I hope she's okay and, gets the rest and everything that she wants, and wish her well while on a hiatus. The only reason Spotify pulled Joe Rogan up was because they were scared that more artists would pull their music. That's it. Otherwise, they wouldn't let him go. And I think the artists know that they would lose money if artists continued to pull their music. Is it going to make any difference to Spotify? Will it stop artists from pulling their music? I think there's still a few more to go. Will artists continue to pull their music? Yes, I think that's. Yeah, I think I've got the Chariot. It's gained momentum, this movement, and it's like, here's that level of complacency again. Some artists are like, oh, wow, I've just been supporting this. And then it's like, hello, we're waking up. So balancing the scale. So, yeah, I think they're still going to lose some more artists. Okay, questions, guys. Questions. Joni Mitchell and Neil Young, there are going to be more to follow. Oh yeah, he was caught a while ago now. He's been indicted, has he? Okay. Okay. Oh, US to designate Qatar as a major non-NATO ally. Okay. What? Is that going to have any effect? What effect is that going to have any impact in the Middle East? Qatar's not the most popular of countries in the Middle East with its neighbours. They don't really like them much. So I don't think that this is going to help with their popularity with their neighbours, but I do think it will help shore up their security. So let's have a look. Why? What effect will this have in the Middle East? Oh, we just learned this morning that, we have the Indian Pacific rail link. The major rail link between the East and the West, the only rail link between the East and the West. And, of course, with huge 1 in 100-year floods in South Australia and all that, 300 kilometres of the rail link is underwater. It's going to be at least 3 weeks before they can even assess any damage. So the trains can't get through. There's a problem with flooding on the roads. I went and did some shopping this morning. So we'll be looking at a shortage of some things. I think they said pasta and all that, not really an issue, but some other things as well. So, and also big thoughts to people who are, if anyone's watching in Australia and stuff, and in one of those areas that are being affected by floods and everything, and, you know, my friend Annie and stuff, please take care of yourself. I hope everything, you know, that you come through it okay. Yeah, it's, so we're looking at some shortages pretty soon. So, Karen Bissell, you don't ever have to apologise for coming in late. You don't. You know, you never have to apologise for coming in late, my darling. It's all fine. You know, even you don't have to show up at everyone. And I'm so appreciative that you guys watch me time and time again. But you never have to apologise if you miss one or you come in late or whatever. That's, yeah, you never have to do that. You know, I appreciate that you join me. I don't expect you to put me above all other things. That's just, you know, and yeah, you don't have to apologise for coming in late. Yeah, oh yeah, ScoMo's definitely in raid the purse mode. I love that people join me, but if you can't, or you forget, or you know, you've got other things that come first, you know, you put yourself first, you put your family first, you put friends first, you know. It's fine. I'm humbled that you guys joined me, actually. So it's, so what is this going to, impact is this going to have in the Middle East? US to designate Qatar as a major non-NATO ally. The Hermit. They will be vindicated. The Hermit. The other countries in the Middle East are going to be much more cautious about their rhetoric around Qatar, because honestly, they are not popular with their neighbours. It is definitely something that Qatar feels vindicates them and their stances. Oh, thank you, Marie Sutton. Thank you so much. How will Biden be feeling at the end of November? Relieved. It's way too far out, thanks, but I just got relieved. It's like we came through, but that's about all I can say at this moment. But yeah, that's how Bonnie, Biden will be feeling a tremendous sense of relief, like we came through, we got through. Thank you, Karen. Karen Bissell, thank you for that lovely compliment. It's just going to be the start of a new position. They're going to, the others are going to feel like, and they already feel like one of the reasons they're so against Qatar is that Qatar supplies information to the US about what's going on in the region. And they're going to be viewed even more so as that, as a spy, basically. Three countries in particular are going to solidify their alliance against Qatar. They've been on the outer of the Middle East family for a long time. I'd like to say there won't be some retaliation, but I think there might be a little bit, quite swiftly. But as far as Qatar are concerned, they've never been part of that family. And yeah, there might be some sanctions against them and stuff. Well, honestly, Qatar is like, look, we've got to do what's best for our people, and we're not worrying about it. They're ready to move on in their relations with other countries, and if they get some sanctions from the surrounding countries and all that, they're like not too worried. They know they're validated because they've got support from other areas as well outside of the Middle East. But yeah, it's a move that's supported, I think, by some other countries. Britain's not got an easy alliance with Qatar, or have they? Yeah. I know there's one that they're not got the easiest of alliances with. Qatar is much more laid back, I guess. But anyway, yeah, so it is going to have some impact. Okay, guys, I'm coming up to an hour and a half. I am making my weekday one shorter. But thank you so much, guys. Thank you for the donations. Really appreciate it. And thank you for joining me. And as usual, I will be back on Thursday for another session. And I might have a special guest then. So we'll see. And yeah, so I look forward to talking to you again in a couple of days. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay loving, and stay strong. I love you all. See you in a couple of days. Bye-bye.